A well-known state-level MAGA Republican is not happy at all after he found out that he's not necessarily as above the law as he thought that he was. And so in this segment, we're gonna be talking about Mark Finchem, a far-right Arizona state senator and Trump ally who recently, that's a hell of a picture right there. But anyway, he recently
It's so prom. Look at that backdrop.
Yeah, it's so like, 8th grade school picture and you get the cool background.
Yeah,
That's
I want the teal.
Yeah, somebody has to Photoshop in the lasers. But anyway, so he had to run in with the police. So he was pulled over for speeding, 48 and a 30, which that's quite a bit above the speed limit there, buddy. Anyway, he tried to get out of having to deal with that by citing the Arizona state Constitution. And so this isn't like a just in the moment thing. Like he really seems to have thought that he had something going. So he receives a ticket, he drives to his destination, and then he puts out a statement about the run-in that he just had. It says this: I am sure you know, and maybe the officer does not, that the Arizona legislature is in session. Under Article 4, Part 2, Section 6 of the Arizona Constitution, quote, members of the legislature shall be privileged from arrest in all cases except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, and they shall not be subject to any civil process during the session of the legislature, nor for 15 days next before the commencement of each session. I ask that the citation be voided and stricken from the record. And so, look, if you're supposed to be part of like, the law and order party, it doesn't look good when you're like, no, I'm literally free to crime because I'm a legislator. So that sucks. An Arizona attorney put it this way: he's not arrested, and that's very important to understand. The issue of a citation is not an arrest. Boo hoo, you got a ticket. It's a civil citation. Grow up, be a man, be a real Arizona citizen, Senator Finchem. And so anyway, they did end up dismissing the citation without prejudice. So they could refile the case if they wanted to, but they won't. Look, I love reminders like this, that at the end of the day, this movement, which claims constantly to be about sort of challenging the status quo, challenging the establishment, they just want to get into the status quo in the establishment so they can personally enrich themselves, be free from legal consequences for the crimes they commit. And so they just constantly remind us, they really do desperately want to be a sort of like aristocracy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important to say that they are against the status quo because it is too favorable to ordinary people like you and me. The status quo is, the Civil Rights Act. The status quo is having inclusive programs, that don't discriminate against Black people, women, disabled people, right? That's the status quo that they hate. What they want is actually untouchability, as you said. They want it to be a protected class because they were elected. And that, again, John, let's be real. Being an elected official is the last place that criminals can still get hired. We've seen this with Matt Gaetz, and it continues to be true. And so that's the other thing. It's like, please, I can't face the music until I kill someone with my car for speeding that much. And you're like, okay, is that what you want? But yes, I love the idea that it's like, unhand me, sir. And it's like, this is a citation. Calm, you parked in a red zone, calm down. Like,
yeah.
You're, and of course it was dropped.
Yeah, I know, utterly frustrating. I'd sort of, I guess, consoled myself after all of the Trump is king stuff from the Supreme Court that like, at least some of the underlings, there could be consequences, but now with the pardons and with this sort of thing, like it is us against them. And too many of us secretly just, they actually do support them. They think that them is on us's side, and it's just, they constantly tell you every day that they're not. When are you gonna wake up? Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.